All right, Sistas fans. So I know it's tough. This is the first week of the show's hiatus, but to be honest, I don't really see a lot of people crying for the show. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are those who are upset that, you know, June 29th is a decent amount of time away. But I think, to be honest, what was it? If I remember correctly, I think we found out about the hiatus before the mid-season finale came out. You know, people are like, oh my God, we gotta wait, over 3 months? But then the mid-season came out and just bombed, and people are like, you know what, man, this sucked. I mean, there were a few naysayers like, oh, 2 out of 10, you're wrong, this episode was better than that. But nah, the majority agreed with me. This episode won't nothing. And keep in mind, the ratings reflected that. The fact that it was a 0.94 rating, meaning that, well, yeah, this episode rated the same as the premiere, which isn't bad, but it was noticeably a decline from, episode 8 onward. But this video is, and don't worry, I got a video coming out about why the mid-season was so disappointing, but this video is focusing on 5 unanswered questions from the series, some of which I feel a lot of people ask themselves and other fans all the time, specifically in the Sistas Facebook group. But at the same time, a couple of these I feel like maybe I'm the only one kind of speculating about it, but not really. So, and these are 5 questions I pulled. And remember, it's just 5. I'm pretty sure there's about 20. But if there are any questions, or excuse me, if there are any unanswered questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And, maybe I'll do a part 2 to this one. Who knows? Like, I'll do another 5 unanswered questions from sisters or whatever. But I did put them in order in terms of my interest in finding out the answers to these questions. Keep in mind, I really didn't put any recent storyline questions in here because maybe they'll get resolved soon enough. Like, for example, who's Heather Lee Jennings and this and that. But here we go. Number 5. This is kind of a twofer. I know it's kind of cheating. It's kind of like an honorable mention and number 5. But you know what? Even though technically speaking, it's only been half of a season, because Karen dropped the pregnancy bomb in the penultimate episode of season 3. Then you have the finale, and then we move into season 4. But I would love to just know who's the baby daddy just to get that storyline over with. But on the other hand, a question that I really want to get answers for, what are Aaron's true intentions? Because a lot of mystery was built up. Like, Pam telling Andy about how Aaron just sends flowers every week at the same time to the place where his ex-wife killed himself. And Aaron has been a character of mystery since season 1. But to be completely honest, it feels like Tyler Perry just changed his character so much that he's nearly unrecognizable. The fact that he's just a simp at this point, and he doesn't have that, in my opinion, like the same level of intrigue or charm that he had in the earlier seasons, where it's like, you know what, I can't put my finger on it, but I don't trust this guy. But now he's just become pathetic. So why is he so set on being with Karen? I mean, what's going on here? Is this like a Russell Wilson and Sierra situation where Russell was with a white woman, but it didn't work out, so then he went back to a black queen? I don't know. I don't know. But there's just something about Aaron that I'm like, there's something about you, Aaron. I just don't know what I should do. Yeah, I can't trust, Wait, I'm pretty sure that was a Michael Jackson song. What was it, In the Closet or something? Not one of my favorites, but for some reason it just popped into my head. All right, number 4. I know this might be hard to remember. Somebody actually pointed out to me that, Jeremy, you actually could see the particular answer to your question in an episode, but I don't be paying attention like that sometimes. James. If you don't know who James is, he's portrayed by John Moore. James was in, I believe, season 2 of Sistas. He was a bartender at the gay bar that the cast, like Maurice and Calvin and Sabrina sometimes go to. And he's actually a straight bartender. And from there, he and Danny had sex in season 2. And then he just randomly came over and he had a painting. And I think that's when Preston caught Danny for the first time for another guy. And as an audience, we never saw what that painting was. I know Preston was like, do you want to see the painting? It's really good. It's really good. And then I literally Googled, because I'm like, okay, I got to figure out, did the bartender have a name or not? And yeah, it was James. But John Moody, ironically enough, is described online. A well-versed artist athlete known for his innovative portraits and incredible taste. And I'm like, what? So he probably had one hell of a portrait that was his own, but we didn't see it. But I'm too lazy to go back. But some people are like, Jeremy, if you go look at Danny's apartment in certain scenes, you'll see a painting that wasn't there before. And it's there and it looks good. Look, if anybody has a screenshot, feel free to, send it to me on social media or Twitter. I'm just too lazy to go back. But in my opinion, I would love to see the painting. So that's my number 4. Number 3, and this is something that I'm like, why the hell have we not really explored this? This would add more to the main characters, or one specific, well, technically all of them. This will add more to their story and personality and give them more range, as opposed to being just pale comparisons of main characters compared to Fatima. What the hell happened in college? What did the girls do to get rid of Andy's abusive ex-boyfriend? The one that, frighteningly enough, is put Andy in the similar abusive situation that she was in with Gary, or she's in with Gary, in regards to him bruising her ribs and whatnot. What happened? Because it's only been brought up between 2 or 3 times, and whatever the girls did, it must have been something intense. Like, did they kill this guy? Did they make like a blood oath? Like, yo, we got rid of this dude, but we shall never bring it up again. Even though technically speaking, they have brought it up a few times. Did they have a Me Too moment back then where they accused this guy of, I don't know, abuse or rape or whatever, and that's how he got expelled? What did they do? This is a big thing. At least in Bruh season 1, when it was addressed that John did something to help out his boys, specifically Mike. The dean's daughter on that show made allegations because her and Mike got drunk, but she didn't remember what happened. And then John was the fall guy just so his other boys wouldn't get in trouble, and John didn't do a damn thing. At least that was resolved in season 1. With Sistas, this was brought up in season 1, but here we are, and they already renewed the show for season 5 as of this. Well, actually, they're filming season 5 already, but today, this morning, they got renewed for season 5 officially on BET, and I'm like, nobody's ever brought that up. So I'm just like, please tell us the story, have a flashback episode, something. I would love for them to do that, just for the sake of adding more depth to the character. And it could really add more to the, okay, that's interesting. Now I see why Andy the way she is, like why she's attracted to a certain type of guy. Question number 2, where the hell is Miss Lisa? I know the last time we saw her, she said she was like, going to go off and camping or whatever, until things blew over after, she discarded the, shot up body of Bean, who was Fawn's brother, who tried to, get revenge by killing Karen and whatnot. And, that was it. They're like, there's so much that's went down since then. I'm like, Miss Lisa, you should be here for your daughter. So maybe she'll pop up in season 5. I don't know, but I would really hope she does. Then number 1, this to me personally, this is like the one everybody's asking a question about. Who the hell used the credit card? All we know is that it was a client at the salon. We don't know who it was. I guess we should assume female, but Sabrina showed Danny and I believe Karen the video footage towards the ending of season 2. But as an audience, we never saw who did it. My own little headcanon fan theory is that maybe it was somebody, close to Isaiah, who was like, hey, steal this credit card. I mean, I would have liked if it was Isaiah, just because it would have been more interesting. Like, he steals the credit card to start up his own salon, and then as a result, he takes a crap ton of Karen's clientele in order to sabotage her. But then, Pam, flips it around by the health inspector thing, and then he runs out of business. So I thought that would have been cool. But however, we just don't know anything about it, which is crappy because it would have made for a great storyline, in my opinion. And that's really it. Those are my 5 unanswered questions that I would love to get answered in the series. And if there are already answers for these questions, like I said, hit me up on social media like, hey, Jeremy, in this episode this actually answers a question. But I think the only one that might already have a question answer is the painting one. So, you know, like I always say, hit me up on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe and hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And like I said at the beginning, if there are unanswered questions that you would like answers to, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video.